Hi guys, and welcome back. In today's video, well, first, before we hop in today's video, let's ignore my bangs, okay? I cut them too short. I think I'm going through like a midlife crisis. I don't know. They're so short. They look weird. They're like up to here, for real. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. So if you notice that like my bangs are a little funky, yeah, I got a hold of some scissors and it didn't go well. Moving on. Today I'm going to be doing a wear test on another new TirTir foundation. This is the TirTir Mask Fit AI Filter Cushion Foundation. That is a long name. I got mine in this shade 17 in Vanilla. The shade range sucks. Terrible. I think there's like 11 shades. Last time I checked, there was like 4 shades. Terrible, terrible, awful, not good. However, I'm pretty sure when they launched their initial cushion foundation, like the red viral cushion foundation, they had not a lot of shades either. And then over time, they expanded their shade range. So hopefully at some point, everybody will be able to try this foundation. But right now, terrible, terrible foundation shade. Or I mean shade range. And I don't even know if this shade is going to work for me. I was doing my best. It says brightening anti-wrinkle matte setting cushion features uniquely processed micro powders that provide full coverage for pores, enhance the blurring effect with smooth powdery finish for a long-lasting wear. Prevents smudging of makeup in a mask, 72-hour makeup persistence, and pore filling by coverage. That's all it says on the box here. I got mine on Amazon for roughly 25 bucks. It's on sale right now for 30% off. So if you were wanting to try it, maybe this is a good time to buy if you can find your shade. This is for oily combination skin, which is what I have, a semi-matte. I can't remember if I said that. This has the same coverage, but it's supposed to be a thinner texture, which for me, the initial cushion foundation, I didn't really reach for it. It wasn't my favorite. Now their new liquid foundation, bomb, love it, wear it a lot. I highly recommend that one. But the first cushion, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't find myself reaching for it. And the packaging on this just isn't my thing, but a lot of people like it. Transfer proof, skin elasticity, anti-darkening, seamless pore coverage, and that's really kind of all it says. So I got things to do and I need to get this on my face. So let's go. I did find something on Amazon. So the red cushion is a satin finish, pink cushion matte finish, silver cushion is a dewy finish, and then this one is a semi-matte, which semi-mattes tend to work for me. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go in with no primer today. And yeah, let's get this on my face. All right, got you in nice and close. This is what it looks like, the typical little cushion foundation that they like to use. It does come with the little puff here, and then let me get this off here. And then here is the inside. Again, mine is shade 17 in Vanilla. So I'm just going to bounce the puff right in here. And then you can use this section over here, like has some ridges on it. It's a blending palette. So you can kind of pounce that in there. And just let's go to town. Now we know with TirTir that they know how to do coverage and they know how to do long lasting. So that's, I guess, what we're gonna go for today. And I also remember that a little bit goes a long way. So I dipped in once and I'm able to continue to get product. Now with this little sponge applicator, it's not my favorite. I went in my initial review of the first one with a brush and y'all came for me like it was like my life depended on it. So I'm gonna give you folks what you want today, even though this is not gonna be how I apply this foundation in the future. It's just not my favorite way of applying foundation. People got really upset, really weird and upset. And for me, I was just like, it's makeup, guys. It's makeup. Do what you want. it's going on, you know, like I figured it would. Flawless, pretty, even. Wow, it looks so white on camera. That is not how it looks in person. It's definitely lighter than my neck. I did do a, that looks crazy. Just bear with me here because this foundation does oxidize. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm getting distracted by my viewfinder. I did put like a swipe on my face the other day and a little bit on my neck. And I noticed as it was drying down, it did oxidize. So keep that in mind. It wasn't like a psychotically weird oxidation, but it did oxidize. I can definitely tell it's drying and doing that semi-matte with it. It's not overly glowy and dewy, but a little bit does go a long way, which is nice because I don't want a crazy, crazy full coverage. That was just enough for me to, you know, get the coverage I want. I still see some freckles, so I'm good with that. I didn't want to cover up, you know, too many freckles here. But what do y'all think? Can you tell it's like the semi-matte? It's not like overly dewy. That's nice. It's still drying down. It's a little tacky. Again, the shade will calm its tits here with it not looking so freaking white on my face, which I wish it would hurry up and do that. I do feel like it blurred my pores a little bit. I do have a little bit, tiny bit of self-tanner still left on my neck. So that's also why the color is so jarring when I'm looking in the viewfinder with it being more pale than my neck. Once it oxidizes, once I get the rest of my makeup on here, things will calm down. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do and then let you guys see what that looks like. So give me a couple minutes. Okay, so I have all of my makeup on. I feel like I need to do a little more blending here though. And maybe that'll look a little better when a little heavy-handed. Other than that, I feel like this shade is still a little light. Maybe it'll continue to oxidize, not sure. Again, the shade range, I didn't have many options here, so this seemed like the best option for what I could even work with to do this video. However, if we look past the shade, I mean, everything looks flawless. Everything went over it beautifully. It does look like a filter. They do really good at that. I always feel like their foundations, it looks like a filter, which is actually pretty cool. But everything looks flawless. Hopefully everything stays like this. I will be fully transparent with you. I have a family member in the hospital. It's been a very, very rough year. With a cancer diagnosis, and this past week has been life has been lifing. Okay, life has been lifing. I'm trying to keep my head above water here and film this video and just have a little bit of normalcy with filming. It makes me happy. So I will be wearing a mask today. So this is a good chance to see how this foundation really does hold up under a mask. So we'll see how that goes. But this is what everything looks like. Beautiful, flawless. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I will come back later, do another check-in for you to see how it wore. So I will see you soon. Hello, people. I am back after 8 hours. It's been a long day. Long day. I will say that this foundation has held up beautifully. I did come home after the hospital, so I went to the hospital and wore a mask. I did notice after I took the mask off and left the hospital and checked myself in the truck on the way home, I had these really weird lines on my face where the mask had rubbed off my makeup. So I know TirTir likes to claim that, you know, it's transfer proof and you can wear a mask even and nothing will happen to your makeup. I literally just debunked that. That is not true. So for the 97% of us that do not have to wear a mask because we don't work in the health field or we don't have a specific illness, you guys will be fine. But for those who do have to wear a mask, most likely you're going to have transfer. on that mask. Okay, moving on. So for no primer, I do want to mention, after the hospital, came home, I did notice that the color was still too pale from my neck and the self-tan on my neck. I did have to add some colored powder to darken my face up a little bit. So I added powder kind of through here, and I wanted to fix the transfer that had come off because I was going back out for lunch. So this is not oxidation. This is powder I used to darken my face up. So it did not oxidize as much as I feel like it did when I swatched it, which is weird because it oxidized then. So the only thing I can say is maybe because I put everything else on my face, maybe it stopped the oxidation process. I don't know. This is just a theory. But yeah, I needed to use powder to make my face match my neck before I went back out. I am not oily. This is just from my highlights. I don't have, sometimes I'll get really weird like smile lines. Just my makeup sits in, you know, the typical wrinkles on my face, like my forehead and my smile lines. What is on my forehead? Nothing has settled into any of my fine lines or anything like that. The longevity, we went for a walk in, what was it, 87 degree temperature, sweating our asses off just to get some exercise and to kind of just have some mental health, getting outside, taking a nice long walk. I just got back from that walk. As you can see, the makeup is just looking great. It just, the longevity of TirTir's foundations, they know what they're doing. I do want to mention too that this has lasted through some tears, and as you can see, I'm still rocking it, baby. We still got it going on. It doesn't look cakey. Actually, I think it probably would look a little bit better if I didn't add any powder that I needed to get the shade to match better. But that lets you know that I even put more powder on my face and it doesn't look overly done, cakey, or weird, which thank God, because I could have looked a hot damn mess out there in these streets, okay? They need to work on the shades. I feel like if you have the other TirTir foundations, I mean, unless you collect makeup and you need all the different TirTirs, is it necessary to get this one? I don't know. I have the red one, I have the silver one, I have the liquid, which I love the liquid. Am I really going to use this one? I don't know. But I will say, it looks great. It looks bomb. It hasn't gotten weird. So if you're a fan of TirTir, want to support them and get the new one. I don't know if I notice anything too different. Some people say, oh my God, this is great, the AI filter, whatever. I don't really notice that much of a difference. Just my opinion. But if you're looking to try another TirTir foundation, have at it. I just don't think it's necessary. I think they all kind of give you that same thing going on. You know, the blurring, the filter looking. I don't know. I don't see anything revolutionary about this one that isn't crazy different than the other ones, I guess. Hopefully you smell what I'm stepping in. You know what I mean? Hopefully you get what I'm saying, okay? So I'm gross, hot, and sweaty. Want to take this makeup off, get in the shower. Gave it a great wear test today. And so here it is. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.